Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's the Gamers Weekly here. I'm your host, Antog64, and today we are going to be playing some more Tom Clancy's The Division. We are going to be carrying on a series for Campaign Masters, Episode 3. As you guys can see, we are currently level 5. We got a G36, M870, M870 Express, and an M1911. This is kind of what we're currently going with right now on Tom Clancy's The Division. Like I said, we are not going to be doing COA this week, and we're not going to be doing Dark Zone Adventures. We're actually going to be doing 2 episodes of Campaign Masters and an episode of Mission Masters. I really wanted to make kind of this more of an informative type of week for Tom Clancy's The Division. There's been a lot of new stuff added into the game. The new DLC Underground actually just dropped, I think, a few days ago, I think, so make sure you guys can check all that stuff out. We're going to be posting a lot of stuff for the incursions, for Mission Masters. We've currently done the Clear Sky incursion, and then this week we're going to be doing the Falcon Lost incursion. I'll make sure to post a video tomorrow, and I'm just kind of going through some of the perks that I have here in talents and skills. I'm currently running with the Grenade, Sticky Bomb, and I am using the First Aid Heal ability. And actually today what we're going to be doing for Campaign Masters is going to do the Lincoln Tunnel checkpoint mission, and this will get us Roy Benitez to unlock the security wing, and we're going to kind of go ahead and talk a little bit about what the security wing will offer to you and your team, what skills you will unlock for it, talents, etc. And once you guys kind of get a little bit used to all the wings and stuff, it will make it a lot easier on kind of determining which ones work the best for you and your team. This game was really a lot about communication, and it's really a lot about the amount of skill that you have with that certain loadout that you're using. I really like to run flashbang and overheal for like whenever I'm doing in-game type things. I'm not really running the most amount of skill power that I could be in-game, but we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that in Mission Masters. I really primarily want to just kind of stick to what the security wing has to offer. Now, you can real quick do this side mission. It's called Assault Stronghold. Definitely recommend doing this. They're really simple enemies to kill. You will get 60 supplies for your security wing, which will help out kind of being able to upgrade different things and get the different talents, perks, and all that other stuff. Then you just got to kill this guy, and what he'll do is, as you guys can see, I get like a bunch of greens to drop, which is really nice, especially for lower levels, because you really need that to get as much stuff. I got a burst fire MP5, and I got a suppressor and another M870 Express. As you guys can see, you get 34 credits, 690 XP, which will go along to helping you. Encounters aren't really the best for getting XP, but they still kind of work for getting you those credits, and they're primarily for the, I got a classic M44 carbine, which is really nice. And on top of that, you will also manage to get some weapon parts, which will be really nice for farming those crafting materials. Like I've said time after time, you really want to focus on getting those crafting materials as much as possible, because they're really going to help you out in the long run. So that's what I would recommend. Definitely go ahead and just run through this. It's not super hard, it's really easy. I'm just trying to mod out my gun, I don't know why. And also, when you're running through here, you will then obviously unlock the Hudson Yards. You'll come across some of these guys right here. You can go ahead and pick them off if you want for the loot. I went ahead and did that just specifically to see if I could get any good loot here and there, but I didn't really get into too much that's really valuable. And right there, you'll see the Lincoln Tunnel checkpoint, and that will kind of start off your mission. You'll have to reach the security center and etc. This is actually a pretty easy mission. It's a really quick mission, honestly. It's not as hard or as long as some of the other ones. And also, real quick, if you turn right over here to this little area right here, right side, you can run down here, and there is a chest that will spawn right there, and you can go in and pick up some loot from it. I got a first wave X45, which is pretty nice. I went ahead and equipped it because it had like 3 more damage, which is always nice. Items are really good in the game right now. I don't know if they got a buff or what, but I was creating, like, on my main, I was creating about like 70,000 damage with just my pistol. But I mean, obviously I had it modded out, and I don't know why my consumables was like right there. I don't know what that was. But yeah, as you guys can see, these guys just drop really easily. I got a few greens here and there, and that's something that's really going to drop a lot. There's going to be a lot of loot that's going to drop for you, and you're always going to be sifting through it. But I wouldn't recommend I would just stick to really what works, because something with a lot of armor isn't necessarily always going to be the most beneficial to you. Now, if you have something with like a significantly more amount of armor than the one that you currently have, it's probably going to end up being better. It'll probably definitely have a higher item level compared to something that you already had equipped. But like I said, it's not always all about having the better armor. Always want to make sure you get the restock right there as well. But it's not always about having the better armor for your armor, if that makes any sense. If you just really got to stick with stuff that works in your play style. Your gear is really going to affect the way that you kind of can play the game. So that's what I recommend for that. And for this part of the mission, this is really like the longest part of the mission in my opinion, but I just recommend coming up to this little sniper tower. You can punch some of these guys, knock them out, they'll go down really fast. These guys are only like level 5, then you can just kind of come over here and you got like the entire oversight of all the enemies that spawn. You can just shoot at them, you can snipe them. As you guys saw, I got the M44 carbine as well, so I can just keep sniping those guys, and it makes it really easy. And actually right here I end up lagging out for some reason, so... And then I just sat back in. But sorry about that. So as you guys can see, I'm just able to pick these guys off really easily. And this part is easy if you stick up there in that little area and just kind of pick off the enemies. It's not the perfect thing that you could really, if you really wanted to, you could go down there just all Rambo style and take them all out, but I wouldn't recommend that, since you don't have the most health in the world. As a lower level, taking out these guys is going to be a little bit more difficult, because you're going to have a large group of them, going to be throwing grenades. You got the heavies that'll keep killing you, and it's going to be a little annoying. And then once you get past this part, finally, you will then have to reach the floodgates. This part is just kind of a time thing. Really what will end up happening is you'll have these groups of enemies that'll come. They kind of come in like waves. You'll have like a heavy, a few rushers, and then some assault there. Guys just kind of chilling in the back right there. And then you'll have a time limit. I think it's about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, this part's pretty easy. I would try to recommend just to save one guy, and then that way you don't have to worry about them keep respawning. You can just save one dude, and as long as I recommend trying to save not the assault or the rushers, but I would recommend trying to save the heavies, because those are the guys that you're just going to sit back there. They're not going to do much. 3 minutes. So that's what I'd recommend, saving one heavy at least, so you don't have to keep going through waves and waves of enemies and wasting all your ammo. I actually sit right here and I was like, what the heck is hitting me? Because some assault guy just like came up and rushed me for some reason. And as you guys can see, I killed the heavy, which is kind of dumb, but yeah, you see, like I take a whole lot of damage right there, and I just see that guy just like stray assault guy just coming up and hitting me. That's another thing you gotta watch out for these rioters. They will rush you, especially like the assault and rushers themselves. So you really got to make sure you're watching out for them. You just see that they're popping right over there, just trying to take you out. So make sure you do watch out for that. You also get rushers, and like I said, you have the LMG guys or the heavies in the back. I accidentally ended up killing my heavy for some reason. I don't know why I decided to. And then you just see that guy comes up and runs at me. And as you guys can see right there, I managed to save one guy left, and then it just kind of makes everything a lot easier. You can keep killing the enemies to keep having them spawn in waves. That's really if you just kind of want to farm some loot here and there. It's not really the best, way to farm, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, honestly, in my own opinion. But yeah, once you get done, you'll run through these little hallways, and you'll be able to talk to Roy Benitez, and then you just kind of go from there. So once you're done talking to Roy Benitez in the little shop area back there, these guys will blow up this little wall right here. And then you have to survive the assault and protect Roy Benitez. You don't really need to worry too much about that. They're not really going to come back there, honestly. They're just going to be mainly focused on you. As you guys can see, this heavy's just like wailing on me with that LMG. I try to throw a grenade right here to get him out of cover so I can snipe that little head of his. And I just barely managed to see his head out of that little crack right there. Take him out, and I'm pretty much done with this wave. And then you got some more guys kind of back there. A lot of the assault guys are going to be just kind of chilling back there. They're going to wait, and I see this rusher just come out of nowhere. Take him down really easily, and just take out the rest of these guys. You got some snipers you need to worry about. There are going to be a few of them up there. As you guys can see, I just get like destroyed by those guys. Looking around, trying to see if like there was like a assault guy or LMG around here somewhere, but I didn't see him. It was that sniper, those two snipers that will chill out on that rooftop. And as you guys can see, those two little diamonds that are way up on the tippy top, those are the snipers that are up there that I was talking about. Take one down, take another one down, and then I think I end up moving up. You really want to make sure you don't want to stay back here for too long, because the enemies will come in there and you will end up being overwhelmed. I've done that plenty of times, especially like when you're in endgame. It really gets really bad because you have these like level 32 gold enemies that are coming at you, and it just makes it extremely hard. Then you come up to taking out the leader. This is pretty simple. You can really just snipe him at a distance, even though it's not really the most effective way. You can end up, in fact, doing that, because the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of enemies that are going to be coming at you as well. Like the rushers will come at you, the assault, and there will be some LMG guys, as well as snipers trying to take you out, as well as the leader trying to take you out as well. So there's just a lot of things that will be coming at you in this part. So make sure you have a lot of range on your sniper to deal as much damage as possible. As you guys can see, that stray rusher guy just came up out of nowhere, taking out the JTF right here, but they protect my back, and I managed to get the kill on him. You see some of these guys over here hide behind this little ambulance. He comes out of cover for some reason, and then we move on to the next guy that's right over here, trying to shoot through the window. If you guys saw, not to meaning to like go way back, but like way back when they like were revealing this game, you could shoot through the windows pretty effectively, but you can't really do that too much. But it doesn't really matter too much. Sorry, I kind of got off topic right there. And then you just kind of snipe this dude from afar. You can go up close and try to take him out with a shotgun. Get a few hits on him here and there, but you really want to make sure you rush this guy, because he's only a sniper, so he's not going to have the best of weapons to defend himself if you get up close and personal. So just make sure you're got a shotgun or something you could go rush him with. You will need to watch out for not for the snipers, or you do need to watch out for the other snipers, but you do need to also watch out. Do keep in mind that you will get a few assault guys rushing you, as well as some LMG guys that'll pop out once you get close enough to them. So that's just something that you really need to keep in mind. Trying to take this guy out, and then I see a rusher coming up on the right side of me, and then I got some more assault guys coming up. So get a military scar. Not really the best thing I could have gotten right there. I really wish I got like another M44, maybe an M1A. Does something with a lot of damage and a lot of range on it. The scars aren't the best, honestly, mainly because they don't deal the most amount of damage. They have a lot of ammo, but they don't do very good damage, and that's something that is really important. So just trying to take this guy out, and boom, there you go, mission accomplished. We actually ended up getting an MP7, but obviously, I really wish that I had gotten something else, like another sniper, or maybe a better shotgun. But we come up here, and then you get this new mission you gotta do, which is unlocking the security wing. So we'll go ahead and get over there real quick. And as you guys can see right there, we just magically teleported. We're gonna go ahead and skip this cutscene up here, just because there isn't really any audio, and it's not really the most interesting thing just to see them fake talking, honestly. So in a minute we'll go ahead and go over a few of the things that I would recommend upgrading. Now when you get this mission accomplished, you'll come over here to this little computer. This will be your security wing computer, and as you guys can see, I have a lot of supplies for it. So I will already have a few supplies left over after I purchase the situation room to be able to go onto the procurement team, guard posts, shooting range, or canine unit. So I'm going to go over real quick kind of what my recommendations would be. So procurement team, you will get the steady hands, on the move, and scavenger. So with the steady hands talent, whenever you enter any cover, you will reduce your recoil by 25% for 10 seconds. This is actually a pretty good talent, mainly because you're always going to be in cover. So if you really want that reduced recoil, I would recommend going with this. The next talent you will get is on the move. Whenever you kill a hostile while moving, to reduce incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds. This is also pretty well as well because you're always going to be moving whenever you kill a hostile. And then you get a perk scavenger, which means you can collect items from the scavenger box in the security wing every 12 hours. This is pretty good if you're trying to find loot. This obviously isn't really the best because you're probably going to end up getting a lot of appearance items. But yeah, next one is guard post. You get the talents precision and chain reaction, and then the perks you get are incendiary bullets and special ammo. You can collect incendiary bullets. The perk special ammo will allow you to collect incendiary bullets and explosive bullets ammos, and then you get the perk incendiary bullets, which increases the incendiary bullets effect duration. Not really the best, honestly. And then you get shooting range. You get the talent stopping power and desperate times, and then you get the perk shooting range. Shooting range is essentially where you can just test out weapon DPS and stuff like that. Not really the best though for like new players, so I wouldn't recommend getting shooting range. You also get the stopping power, suppress any hostile to increase headshot damage by 25% for 10 seconds, and then you get desperate times, which whenever you reach low health, to increase blind fire accuracy by 20%. The talents are pretty much useless in my opinion because whenever an enemy is suppressed, you're not really going to be able to shoot their head, and who blind fires anymore. And then you get the canine unit, and with this you will get the two talents Repo Reaper, I think. One is none, and Intel Discovery. One and none is actually really good because whenever you get a headshot on a hostile, it has a 50% chance not to consume your ammo. This is pretty good if you're trying to save your ammo. And then you get Repo Reaper, which kill a hostile with the stardom to receive 30 rounds. That's useless. And then you get Intel Discovery. I wouldn't really recommend getting Canine Unit, mainly because you really have to be a higher level to be able to complete all of the side missions to really allow that perk to be able to be useful. So the one that I would recommend you getting in this case with the security wing, because they don't necessarily have the best selection, honestly, in my opinion. I think that they could have had a better selection, but I would recommend getting the procurement team because you get the 3 talents. These are really good talents in my opinion, and you get the scavenger box as a nice little bonus. As you guys can see, I do go ahead and search the scavenger box real quick, and I get work boots. Not the best, but you know, who cares? And then obviously I get to level up. So anyways guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you're new to the channel. We are a new channel, so all subscribers would definitely help us out. Comment down below what you guys like to see next, and like the video if you did enjoy it. It did take us a little bit of time here and there to be able to edit all this video and stuff, so really hope you guys did enjoy it, and as always, I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.